The next startup that I'm going to announce now is actually a startup that has a very peculiar passion that I've never felt myself. But what they're trying to do is make your choice of finding the right household companion, but also maintaining that companion in the best way possible. Please welcome to stage Joris and Suzanne.
Yes, yes, you rockin' with the best, dan weet je best. Yes, yes, we schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de pinken, bij de handen, bij de les. Yes, yes, you rockin' with the best, dan weet je best. Yes, yes, we schieten in de roos, niet in de stress. Yes, yes, we lopen in de pas, niet in het mes. Bij de tijd, bij de pinken, bij de handen, bij de les. Yes, yes.
All right. Bazoeki.
Yeah, Bazoeki.
Very interesting. So please tell me, where did this name come from?
When we started to build our company, we wanted a name that expresses what our company does, which is matching people with pets. So in Dutch, baas zoekt dier, Bazoeki.
Bazoeki. So it's nothing to do with the...
It's nothing to do with...
No.
I never know. You're not a pet guy. You don't look like a pet guy.
Really? Well, actually I am, and I can tell you something funny. Do you want to hear it? Do you know who doesn't look like an animal lover as well, but really loves animals?
Trump.
Vladimir Putin. Really, he got a black Labrador and he really loves him, so don't judge people on his presence.
Okay, well, I'm sure you're going to tell us more about pets and Putin. Good luck.
Thanks.
Give him a round of applause.
I'm living in a world where I feel that safe online that I rent a house or take a cab by a complete stranger. So that's why when I decided to search for a pet, I immediately went to the internet. And there all the trouble began. After a while, it seemed that Marktplaats was my only option. I had to search my new family member on a platform that actually is built to sell stuff. We're Bazoeki, and we identified 3 problems with the online search for a new pet. There isn't a central platform, so new pet owners are forced to go to Marktplaats, a non-regulated platform. The chance that you buy an unhealthy and abused animal from a maleficent breeder is more than 30% and could cost new pet owners more than 5,000 euros on a lifetime on their pet. And after owners finally find their new body, everything they need, information, insurance, and pet food cannot be found in the same environment as where they bought their pet. Bazoeki facilitates the perfect match between humans and healthy pets, and we give responsible breeders to take stage both on animal welfare and health. Our product checks breeders with unique checks and assessment criteria. We have an official health certificate that is checked and accepted by vets in cooperation with Utrecht University. And we support new pet owners during the lifetime of their new pet. The online pet market has been sleeping for over 15 years, and we have the opportunity to break open this market, and not only in the Netherlands. We're first in a market that checks all the supply. We have the exclusive right on the health certificate, and we partner the biggest on and offline retailer in pet food in Holland, and they will link their 3 million unique customers yearly directly to Bazoeki. Our scalability is two-sided. We will expand to all services within the sector, and we will cross the borders in 2022 because all other countries in Europe are facing this problem as well. There are 500,000 cats and dogs yearly trade online, and we aim to have a 10% market share in 2021. And to get a 10% market share, we start to onboard the breeder side. And there are 10,000 plus breeders in Holland. We contacted the 50 biggest. We have the commitment of 15. They're good for around 5,000 dogs a year. And we start the first onboarding as we speak. Our business model is structured by 3 cash flows. First, we ask a fixed price. Secondly, we're getting an allowance fee on each insurance with the health certificate. And finally, we're getting a commission fee on each transaction on pet food and accessories. I'm Joris. I worked at Deliveroo, and I will focus on the sales of this business. And my co-founder, Suzanne, worked at the United Nations and Startup Delta. She will drive the impact focus of this business. And our CTO, partner of Fonk Amsterdam, Niels. We've invested 35,000 euros for validation and a pilot product, and we will give you all the opportunity to become part of this breaking market product. I'm Joris, and we are Bazoeki. Thank you.
Well done. All right, Bazoeki. First questions, jury.
Going once.
Yes, thank you for your pitch. Can you give me some revenue numbers for the first 3 years?
Yes, we can. Yes, I can. It's around a million in second year, and our third year, when we have a 10% market share, is around 2.5 million revenue. And we can grow because we will expand to all services. This is only the revenue on the 3 basis services because we want to provide good health and health in the whole lifetime of their pet. But we can go to grooming salons, we can go to vets, we can go to training schools, we can go to every service what you need to keep your pet. So it's only based on these 3 basic cash flows.
So I have a question. How is it? It's focused on the breeders, right? Like because they are the ones that have to be on your website. I see a trend around me that everybody wants to have a dog from Spain that comes out of the gutter or somewhere. How is the trend going with that? I mean, with the growing and scalability possibilities.
Sorry, the last?
The scalability of the
scalability.
Yeah.
Scalability is huge. A strange thing is that this, in all other countries, isn't a product like this, and but they're facing the same problem as here in Holland. So yeah, we want to scale immediately when we can. And Benelux is first because it's like one market. And after that, we will go to Germany. It's around 4 times the market of Holland. So yeah, we go there when we can, as quick as we can.
Nice, nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
Is your certificate relevant throughout Europe? Is it the same in every country? That's the first. And
Sorry?
the certificate you
Yeah.
have, the health certificate,
Yeah.
is that valid in all European countries?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, and then my second question, in your revenue streams, the first one you said it was 15 euros per dog and 7.50 per cat.
Yeah.
Where's that revenue coming from? Who's paying that?
The supplier and the buyer. So it's like for the supplier, they're paying when they make an advertisement or put an advertisement on our platform, and it's just like the same like Airbnb for the buyer.
Thank you, Joris, for your pitch.
Thanks.
Can you explain a little bit more about the exclusivity of the certificates? I don't understand. You get it from the University of Utrecht?
Yes.
And how does it work? Because if I want to start Bazoeki too, can I get...
Good question. But I think it's the best way that I pass this one to my co-founder. Because
thank you. What we're doing is we spoke to the most important pet or vet in the Netherlands, which is Paul Overgaal, and he has made this health certificate. But it's not to us to decide what's a pet's health. That has to be done by 2 professors. So that's what we're doing. We're making an independent certificate, or Paul Overgaal makes an independent certificate that is watched by 2 professors from the only veterinary faculty in the Netherlands. And we will have the exclusive right on that certificate. So they cannot sell it accompanied to, for example, Marktplaats.
Any questions in the audience? Hans, you're the jury member, you're first.
Okay, thank you for that opportunity. You are talking about that the first investment is needed for an MVP.
Yeah.
Can you say something about your first steps to get traction, real traction in the business? What is your plan to have a test market, or how do you get this innovative product into the minds of dog buyers?
Yeah. We have a test market. We have we're going to do a pilot, and for this pilot we need to supply. And I think it's I don't know if you say it the same in English, but it's like kip-ei verhaal.
Chicken or egg.
So we need supply, and that's why we went to the 15 biggest suppliers of dogs. And they actually see a lot of problems as well in this market. And they say, okay, if we can go verkopen op transparante basis, then we're in. Sorry guys. Suus? Oh, yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Thank
we
you.
have a couple of ways more, but...
Well, I have a question here.
Shall I hold it? Yes. Yep, there. Thank you very much for your presentation. I was just wondering, again, about this health certificate you're talking about.
Yeah.
What is the difference between your certificate and the advice that an owner of a pet would get when he would take his dog or cat to the vet?
So it's like the difference between the current situation and our certificate, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
The current situation is most of the time the parents of the puppy are checked by the vet if you are a good breeder. Not all the breeders do that. And what our certificate makes a difference is that we look at the actually puppy. So we check, because if your mother dog doesn't have the disease, doesn't mean that she carries the disease with it, but can still make your puppy very sick. And this is of course something that is I've learned from the vets that we're working with. But what we do differently is that we look at the puppy, we see if it's having the disease, and then we can say something about the whole population. So it's a kind of a different view to pets' health. That's different from the current situation.
Thank you.
Thank you. See, somebody here. I have one more question.
Thanks for your presentation. Nowadays, people buy dogs and cats, and they don't do it only through Marktplaats. What is the problem, the real problem, the pet buyers have that you want to solve? What is their real problem? And because they buy pets, what is the problem that you want to solve?
Well, the problem now is that you actually don't know what kind of pet you get into your house, because there isn't any transparency. There are a lot of maleficent breeders, and what we are doing, and I think that's the main point which problem we are solving, is that we will give you all the transparency you need to know that you buy a good pet from a good supplier. That's the main problem. You cannot see. We're going to check professional suppliers with the RVO, Rijksoverheid. The more information the supplier gives, the more you know as a buyer. And we think that with all the current platforms, you don't have that information.
Very good.
Thank you. All right. We have one more critical question.
That's good. Pet passion.
In English. So I see you have the University of Utrecht.
Yeah.
Did you make a specific choice for Utrecht? Because first thing that came to mind for me would be Wageningen, for example. So if I would start a competitor, I would go to Wageningen. I would say, I got an exclusive, something from Wageningen, and I can go out there too. I don't get your exclusive. I find it a bit over-tempered.
The only veterinary faculty is on Utrecht. There are a few professors on Wageningen who have a lot of knowledge about pets as well. They will be as well in our advisory board on the health certificate, but we went there to the main professor and we explained what we wanted to build, and they were that kind enthusiastic that they say, okay, this is such a good idea and this is really what the pet market needs for 15 years already. So we want to help with you to make a better market.
So are you creating a new health certificate for pets?
Yeah.
Well, that should be your pitch, I think, in the beginning. So here we are, we're creating a new health certificate for vets, or for pets, sorry. And the vets are actually going to use it. And because they are actually going to use it, people that would like to buy a dog or a cat are actually looking at it. So in the first place, I wouldn't go to Marktplaats. I would actually first go to something that is the certificate.
Mm-hmm.
I think that should be your pitch then.
It's good feedback.
Yeah, it's very good feedback. Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's give him a round of applause.
Thanks.